Salam ta, greetings. This is your Wyndham, your brethren, Ras Sahar, reporting for Fruits of Divine Ministries of H.I.M. Greeting you in the name of the King of Kings, Kedamawe Haile Selassie, Nugus Nagasa Ethiopia, and our Black Master and Savior, Giatachim and Hanatachim Yeshua, Amoshiach. Amen. Okay, look. So I want to get into this resurrection. Kind of explain it a little bit, because there's a lot of people who have been indoctrinated with the false perception of the resurrection. So let us reason upon it. So grab your pen and your pad, your sacred scriptures, and let's get at it. Okay, so we're in Matthew 22. We're going to start at verse 23. And it says, Vesama'ab Walet Mafasa Kadus Ahadum Lak. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Okay, the same day came to him the Sadducees, which say there is no resurrection, and asked him, saying, Rabbi, Moshe said, if a man die having no children, his brother shall marry his wife and raise up seed to his brother. Now there were with us 7 brethren, and the first, when he had married a wife, deceased, and having no issue, left his wife to his brother. Likewise the second also, and the third to the 7th. And last of all, the woman died also. Therefore, in the resurrection, whose wife shall she be of the 7? For they all had her. Yahushua, Buduku, blessed be he, answered and said to them, you do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power, the Hayel of Elohim. For in the resurrection, they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of Elohim Buruku in heaven. So, the first thing we need to look at is the first thing that our Master and Savior said. You do err, not knowing the scriptures nor the power of Elohim. Now, meaning they have their whole concept of the resurrection is distorted. It's wrong, because they believe, like people believe now, that there's going to be people getting up out the ground. You know, they say get up out the ground, got new bodies and all that. It has nothing to do with the resurrection that this scripture is talking about. Especially when it gets down to when it says that we are as the angels, is plain and clear. So now we're in the end of days, we're in the end of the time of the Gentiles, right? And so in this time, right, we are in this, how can I say, resurrection period. Now, it didn't just start then, it started years back. But now it's starting to come to a full head, because we, as the lost sheep, didn't know who we were. And now we're starting to find out who the real, true Hebrew Israelites are, the lost tribes. So once we find that out, right, because before then we're dead, we're walking around, we don't know who we are. What the scriptures say, like a blind man in the noonday. So we don't know who we are. We don't consider. So, and what it say? My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So we don't know who we are. So we're walking around dead, thinking that we're something that we're not. But once we come into knowledge of self, you know what I'm saying? Once Yeshua brings us to knowledge of self, and then we come to know him, right? That's the resurrection right there. Because though you be dead, but yet shall you live. because you're living, but you're dead to sin, you're dead to the world, but you're still alive. So the resurrection is not about somebody dying physically and getting up out of the grave. It's about us as the lost sheep of Israel getting out of the grave of the spiritual slavery and the spiritual bondage that we're in. That's the grave that we're in, because we're dead. We don't know who we are. But once you wake up, once you're free indeed. Can't nobody reverse what you know. It's like you can't be told that you're not that once you find out that you are that. So, and in this resurrection, right? Because Yeshua, he's not coming back. He's not coming to busting out the sky with angels and all. He's not coming back like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeshua returns from within. Every man in his own time. So I got saved not the same time this person got saved, or this person got saved not the same time I got saved, or other people get saved at different times, because it's individually. Yeshua returned individually. Inside, Yeshua has already returned. Yeshua has already returned. But if you don't know, he ain't returned to you. Not yet. Not yet. But this is part of the resurrection. Us, me, other ones like I are waking everybody up. Why? Because that 144,000 had already been, that prophecy's already been fulfilled. How do you think we got this knowledge? Who do you think put out this knowledge? So we're in a time after that. So those of us who are resurrected in the resurrection, right? We are as the angels. Now, what does angel mean? Let's look it up. Let's look it up. Blue Letter Bible. Angel. This track is hot. Just did that today. Angels, first place is Genesis 16:7. Malak. Messenger, representative of who? The Most High, Yahweh, Jah, Ras Sahar, right? So in the resurrection, we are as messengers of the Most High, representatives of the Most High. We come to you giving you this information. We are angels. We are as the angels. It ain't got nothing to do with you was married to her when you was alive. It have nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with marriage or none of that. Not in the resurrection. You're not giving in marriage, or it's not about that. It's about waking the lost sheep up to the truth and bringing them out of that grave. When Yeshua was crucified, and it said that many of the saints that slept in the graves got up and went down and preached. These weren't dead people. These were people who believed in Yeshua, but really was confirmed when he died on that cross. It was confirmed. So now they woke up out of that grave. They believed, and they went down and preached. So even that right there was taken out of context. So the resurrection has nothing to do with dying and getting up out of the grave, out of the ground. It has to do with getting out of the grave, the spiritual grave that we're in. So that's all I want to say. This is your Wyndham Sahara Ras Sahar Tafari. Leave you in the name of the King of Kings, Kitabawi Haile Selassie, Negus Neges Ethiopia, and always bless him in the name of Getachim and Hanatachim, Yeshua Moshiach. Amen.